This is the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. It's my passion to help others be great, to help them with the tools and strategies they need to make a difference in their life. Values of my show is to spotlight entrepreneurs, to give the entrepreneurs an opportunity to share their business. Authors, business consultants, makeup artists, musicians, pastors, teachers. My father passed away because I was 3 years old. He was a business proprietor. He was an entrepreneur himself. To be able to spotlight an entrepreneur with their journey and helping others to inspire, encourage, empower, and uplift them. Make sure you follow yours truly on YouTube and Facebook. Hello, hello, hello. God bless you. God bless you. And thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. I am your host, Jafora Fox, and I am so excited on tonight. Have an amazing, fantastic guest on tonight you don't want to miss. So take the time to share, tag your friends, your family, let them know that the Jafora Fox Show is on, because you will be uplifted, encouraged, and inspired on tonight. And mark your calendars for every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Set those notifications so that you know that the Jafora Fox Show is on at Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And hello to my Facebook Live audience as well as YouTube. God bless you, and thank you so much for joining. I am the CEO of Jafora Fox Inc. I am a business strategist as well as a transformational coach. I teach online courses in financial literacy education and how to start your own business, as well as you can book me for any speaking engagements, whether it's ministry or in the marketplace. And you can do that by going to my website, which is www.jaforafox.com. Again, it is www.jaforafox.com. You can schedule a free consultation on my website. You will see that there as services. So if you click on that, it's going to say free consultation. Click on that link and complete the information, and that will allow you to schedule online a free 30-minute consultation, as well as schedule your date and your time, and I will be in contact with you. So schedule that free consultation, and then while you're there, if you want to be a guest on the Jafora Fox Show, calling all entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur and you would like to be a guest, you would complete that intake form, upload your picture, and I will be in contact with you. It is free to be a guest on the show, and I absolutely love spotlighting entrepreneurs. So if you would like to be a guest on the show, you go to my website, you complete that intake form that says calling all entrepreneurs. And while you are there, let's shop. So you can click on the link that says shop. I have sweatshirts, sweatsuits, t-shirts, make money. Keep your eyes on God, Jafora Fox Inc., Jafora Fox Show. So help me be my walking billboard. Free to Love Me is another design that I have. And let's talk money. So, and make money. So go to my website, you all, and shop. And I will say this, thank you so much in advance. And if you're joining us on tonight, you want to put shared in the comments, because sharing is caring. And when you put shared in the comments, your name will go in a drawing at the end of the show, so that you'll be able to receive and win a product from this dynamic woman of God who has some amazing products. And so I love spotlighting entrepreneurs. And I would like to be able to do that by, when you put shared in the comments, you'll be able to win a product. So put shared in the comments. And thank you so much for sharing, because sharing is caring, and you don't want to miss. So tag your friends, your family. The guest for tonight is Sheena Butler-Shannon, and you are in for a treat. So I need you now to tag, share, let everyone know that the Jafora Fox Show is on, and let's see who is watching on tonight. Hi, Elizabeth. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That is, I love this. Okay, thank you. It just says a Facebook user. So thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Brenda. Thank you for joining and being a part. Hello, Mr. Parker. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brenda, for sharing. So put shared in the comments for tonight, because sharing is caring. And I want to be able to put your name in a drawing so that you can win a prize on tonight. So share the show for tonight. So at this time, I'm going to bring the guest on for tonight, which is Sheena Butler-Shannon. Hi, Sheena.
Hi, hello. How are you? Thank you so
Wonderful.
much for having me.
Yes, I am so excited and honored to have you as a guest. So looking forward to the audience hearing about your journey, hearing about your business and all of the things that you are doing with your business and for yourself. So we just can't wait. We can't wait. I know the audience too as well is anticipating your story and your journey. And so with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Sheena Butler-Shannon again, and I am the CEO and founder of Sista Rootz Herbal Blendz. It is a company that focuses on natural remedies, homeopathic remedies, herbal remedies, and some natural body products. But my focus is generally on medicinal remedies, herbal medicine, because that's where I like to put my focus. My goal is to try and heal as many people as I can, one herb at a time.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. Heal one person at a time. Definitely wanting to do in the way of natural products. And so looking forward to hearing all about that. And good evening to you, Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining and being a part. If you would share. As you're coming in, please share this Facebook Live, as well as if you're on YouTube joining, you can share as well. So hello. The guest for tonight is Sheena Butler-Shannon, and the name of her business is Sista Rootz Herbal Blendz. So with that, Sheena, tell us about your business and how you came up with that name.
Honestly, the name just kind of came to me let me just say, this was not something that I was looking to do. This found me. This gift found me. I am a ICU nurse by profession, and I've been a nurse almost 12 years now. So, when the pandemic started, I had been out of the hospital for about 3 years because I was trying my hand at teaching and things like that. And I really enjoyed it. But once the pandemic started, and I started losing a lot of family members. I lost 9 family members between March and November of 2020. And so that kind of, jolted me and got me to thinking, because I couldn't understand how come everyone who was staying at home was okay, but everyone who was going to the hospital was not okay. And so I started traveling, and I did a couple of travel assignments. And once I really was in the thick of it, and even in coming out of it, I just decided that it wasn't something that I wanted to be a part of anymore. And it was very life-changing for me, because I've always known that I was supposed to be a nurse. My mom's a nurse, my dad was a nurse, my sister's a nurse. And so, it's always been in me to help people. But as I progressed in the profession, things started being different and things started looking different. And by the time I went back to the hospital in 2020, it was just mind-blowing. A lot of things that I saw, a lot of things that I heard were devastating, not just for the patients and the family members, but also for the staff and for myself personally. And on my last assignment, I was stationed in Little Rock, and I was working a post-COVID LTAC, which is called a long-term acute care facility, where the patients aren't sick enough to still be in ICU, but they're not well enough to go home. I saw some really, really eye-opening and mind-blowing things, and it was this huge revelation for me. It was this big, what's the word I want to use? Just, it was a paradigm shift for me, in so many words. And I remember being in my hotel room and I was just bawling, and I was like, God, I know that I'm supposed to help people. I know that I'm supposed to be, one of the designated healers, but I don't understand what's going on. Like, while all of a sudden it felt like everything was falling apart, everything that I had worked for the past 12 years, I was questioning myself on everything. I was questioning everything that I had once stood on and once firmly believed in and dedicated myself to, because I had 2 degrees and I was working on a third. And it was mind blowing. But that is how Sista Rootz was born, because I had been playing around with herbalism, just on a personal level, just trying to address some things for myself and for my family. And then all of a sudden, somebody tried one of my blends, and, well, honestly, it was my mom. She tried one of my blends, and she told somebody about it, and they came and asked. And honestly, at that point, it wasn't even blends. I was infusing herbal teas, and so that's how I was, kind of getting some things taken care of. And then the teas turned into blends, and it went from word of mouth, one person, and Sista Rootz just exploded. And so I'm grateful. I'm very, very grateful for what God has given to me. This gift is not mine; it is His, and I feel that it has been purposed to make an impact in a different way. Because I know that I'm supposed to help people, but my time was up in helping people in the way that I had been helping people, and so I wanted to change it. I had a front row seat to all of the pain and suffering and sickness in the world for a long time. Well, not the world, but a lot of pain, suffering, and sickness. And I didn't want to see it anymore. So now I would like to help people before they get to that point. Because like I said, I was an ICU nurse. So if you saw me, you weren't doing too well. So I wanted to help people before they got to that point. And Sista Rootz is how I plan to do it.
Oh, I love it, Sheena. I tell you, I'm over here just like, wow, 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 wow. Because I can only imagine the devastation that you experienced and your colleagues and everyone during the pandemic, seeing all of those deaths and just people being alone, and how traumatic that has been on you as a nurse, and wanting to help people. And through that difficult, traumatic situation, God just turned that around for you and put you on the other side of it. So as you said, you can help people before they get to that place and that point. Right. And you're wanting to help just one person at a time, just the paradigm shift, so if you're watching on tonight and you're wanting to do and become an entrepreneur, or whatever it is that you are trying to do and accomplish, know that when you hear that shift, or when you have that shift that Sheena is talking about, that you move into your gift, into your calling, and you're still helping people. You're just helping people preventively from getting to that place and that point. So you all put shared in the comments, because on tonight you'll be able to win a product that Sheena has. And so if you are a winner, you'll have your consultation with Sheena, so we can make sure that whatever it is you have going on, you pick and have the right product. So you have to do a consultation so that you all can talk about what it is that you need, that you're wanting to have. So put shared in the comments. And thank you all so much in advance for sharing, because we definitely want to take part in helping to support this amazing entrepreneur, Sheena, who's wanting to really help others. Her life has been dedicated to helping others, and her family. I mean, you said your mother a nurse, your father a nurse, your sister a nurse. So it is just ingrained in you to help people, but to help people be able to live. And so I love the herbal remedy that you have come to at this point, because in doctors, there, some of them anyway, they are giving you prescription after prescription and medicine after medicine, and they're not quite on the, and I'm sure you have some stories about what that looks like, just the constant medicine that they want to provide to you. And so this is a gift that you said that found you. How amazing is that? That, God will make room for our gifts. And so I am so excited about what God is doing in you, through you, with the healing that he's provided and the knowledge that he has given to you. So talk about how you spent, over 10 years or so as a nursing, caring for individuals. And then, as you talked about already, somewhat briefly, you decided to walk away from that. And if you would, care to share a bit more about what that looked like for you in being able to walk away from something that was so difficult.
Okay. So I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana, and when Hurricane Katrina happened, it was actually supposed to be my first day of nursing school. So we ended up, it took us several days to get to Memphis because my mom's side of the family is from here. So it took us several days to get here, and I immediately, kind of got into, okay, so what do I need to do? Because like I said, I've always known that I'm supposed to be a nurse. So I spent about a year and a half piecing my records together because they told me I was going to have to start over because all of our records had been destroyed. And I was like, absolutely not. So I spent about a year and a half going back and forth to Louisiana, getting school records. I retook some classes in the meantime. Nursing school was rough, but and it was only rough just because of the personal things that I had going on. And actually, nursing school was an escape for me. But I graduated president of my class, all of my class. It was emotional for all of us because we all struggled, and we're still all pretty close to this day. But it was a struggle for us. We got through. I set out to work at the VA hospital. I spent majority of my career there. I started off as a med-surg nurse. I did hematology, oncology, which is cancer, chemotherapy. I did some palliative care while I was there, and then I transitioned down to surgical ICU because I just felt like my brain wasn't working enough. I pride myself on being a highly intellectual individual, and at a certain point, if it doesn't feel like I'm, activating those brain cells, tend to get a little stir crazy. So I went to surgical ICU, and I loved it. But in surgical ICU, you deal with all of the patients who, have those life sustaining surgeries, the open hearts, the bypass, the coronary artery bypass grafts. Those are the patients that you see who say, that they had to have open heart surgery. I had a lot of belly surgeries. I saw a lot of people who didn't survive, and then I saw a lot of people who we did not think would survive. And then, you see them walk out of the hospital a few months later, and it's really a wonderful thing. To just be a part of that, to see patients wake up from surgery and burst into tears because the cancer has been removed that was causing them so much pain, or to be there with the family when they receive a devastating diagnosis. And it could be a patient that you've seen several times just on routine visits, and then all of a sudden, bam, they get hit with these life-changing diagnoses. So nursing was very special for me. I also was a hospice nurse. When I left the VA, I left to do hospice. That was a beautiful transition in my life. Hospice is definitely something that there's a dignity to it. There's a dignity in assisting people in dying and in making sure that they're comfortable, that their wishes are honored. And that became very important for me. And so after I did hospice, that's when I started teaching. And like I said, I started teaching because I just wanted to know if I could. And I did, and I was good at it, and I loved it. And I got to make a difference in another way, with helping students who wanted to transition into healthcare. And I gave them, real life relatable stories and let them know, it's not all that is glorified to be at times. It gets ugly, it gets scary, it gets frustrating. So I was able to serve in that capacity. And then, like I said, I transitioned back into the hospital once the pandemic hit. And I was able to see it just in that brief amount of time how healthcare had changed. A lot of people don't understand that today we don't have a healthcare system. We have a sick care system. The healthcare system can do absolutely nothing for you if there's nothing wrong with you. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, but it tends to start becoming questionable when we have a system that generates such large amounts of capital strictly off of people being sick, and a lot of people don't even realize that a lot of the ailments that we have, that we suffer from, the various diseases and disorders, you have to pay attention to that word. The body operates in a state of what we call homeostasis, which is its own perfect balance, and that balance is there's a standard for everyone, where we all should live, but then there's an individual balance that we all should maintain. And so a dis-ease is an interruption of that balance. So what we try and do, what we should be trying to do is restore the balance. However, what we see a lot of times is we just treat the symptoms of the diseases and the disorders, instead of actually getting to the root cause. Our diets play about a 98% role in a lot of things that we have going on with us. And that's the wonderful thing about it. A lot of common diseases and disorders we give to ourselves through diet and lifestyle. And because we give it to ourselves, that means that we can give it back. A lot of people don't understand that high blood pressure is not permanent. Diabetes is not always permanent, and that the body does a wonderful job of healing and restoring itself with the proper assistance. The problem is we're not getting the assistance that we need. We just get a pill for the ill, and before you know it, we're taking a pill for the pill that we're taking for something else. And it's just a never ending cycle. I use the example that if you've been on blood pressure medicine for 20 years, then what is it doing? If you would not go to a restaurant every day for 20 years that gives you mediocre service and just keep going, then why would we keep taking medicine every day that literally does nothing but just mask some symptoms? It does not treat the problem. So my goal as an herbalist is to teach people about those things, that aspect, because in all fairness, we don't learn about that in healthcare. We don't get taught about nutrition. We don't get taught about holistic and herbal healing. I was at the end of my bachelor's degree when I even learned about holistic and herbal opportunities in healthcare, and I had already been a nurse for 10 years. So I think, that God gave me this urging to, like I said, get information out that would not otherwise be so readily available. We're not always so apt to just run and find information for ourselves. We definitely turn into a society that waits for things to be given to us. And so when I can identify that as a problem, or as an issue, shall I say, not a problem, I have no problem with helping to disperse information that literally could change the trajectory of your life, just by a few simple changes. And you go from not having to take 5, 10, 15 pills every day, because 70% of Americans take at least one prescription medication. 70%. That's a lot of people take at least one. And then, as the numbers go up into more medications, on average, you have about 30% of Americans that take 5 or more medications every day, prescription medications. And the amount of side effects, the amount of organ damage, the long-term effects that we know nothing about right now are cause for concern. So my thing is, if I can use a flower, if I can use an herb, if I can use a root to give you the same desired effect, then why not try that instead of just popping something artificial every day, 2-3 times a day?
Yeah, Sheena, that is, I tell you, that is so awesome. We have a question here. Stephanie does. She was just saying, so true. This is not a question. She said, my doctor talked to me about this with my high blood pressure and being pre-diabetic. Her diet, stress, and more had to change. As she said, I have to have a plan. And so she's saying this is good. And I agree. The information that you are providing is so good. So here's the question that Stephanie has for you, which is a great question. What did you do to self-care after witnessing so much trauma, death, and illness?
So the first thing that I did was I recognized, I acknowledged that I was not okay. I'm the oldest child. And so, you know, we get taught to be strong and take care of everybody else. So it took me a long time to understand that it was okay for me not to be okay. In all fairness, when I started doing hospice, it was right after my grandmother died. She took ill suddenly, and in 16 days she was gone. We had been taking care of her for 11 years, and so I was kind of numb when I started hospice. But it was also, I also felt like it was a way that I could continue to serve her. But then I realized again, I was not okay. I was thinking about my own mortality a lot daily, you know. And I was, my insomnia was getting worse. My night sweats were getting worse. And I always know when I'm not acknowledging something because I'll start sweating at night. So the first thing I did was acknowledge that I was not okay. And the second thing I did was go back to therapy. I urge and encourage everyone, to seek out a mental health therapist. I understand that it is a huge stigma within the African American community, but it is something that is vital. It is something that is needed. And a lot of times you don't even know you need it, but it's even better when you can identify that you need it. And I knew that after losing all of those family members, after seeing everything that had been going on, that I needed to talk to someone. And so for self-care, I did therapy, meditation, exercising, journaling, and I listened to a lot of sermons, particularly Bishop Jakes and Pastor Keon Henderson. They got me through a lot, and then also just my family. Just kind of unplugging from the world and plugging into them and showing up and being present, staying mindful, of the moment that I'm in, and not letting my mind constantly go back to work and death and sickness and destruction.
Wow, Sheena, I saw someone said, and I totally have to agree. Stephanie says, wow, you rock. You absolutely rock, as well as they're saying the information that you're providing. It is great information. It's good, insightful information, you all, that you need to share this. You need to get your family and friends on so that they can hear this information that Sheena is providing. And if they can't catch it now, they can watch the replay. So share, because as African Americans, our family, we need to really, 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 as you said, take care of our bodies, our mind. And I love the first thing that you said was that you acknowledge that you're not okay. And that's one of the biggest things that I can just attest to, is just making sure that it's knowing that it's okay not to be okay. And you talked about therapy, which is a stigma in the African American community. You need to go and talk to somebody who's a professional that can help you. And then you do the work to be able to do that. For me, if you don't want to do the stigma of a therapist, which I am a counselor as well, in education wise, but also as a life coach, sign up for those things to help you to be able to live, to invest in yourself. Having a healthy mind helps everything else in your body, because stress, as we know, it definitely kills. And so you talked about doing that meditation, exercising, journaling, having that support system from your family, listening to one of my favorites, I call my TV bishop, Bishop Jakes. That's my TV bishop. I listen to him almost every day. I just love his powerful word, his sound doctrine. And I think that you should do as a person what will work, and that's beneficial to you. For us, we said Bishop Jakes, and you said Pastor Keon. I like him too. But find something that can help you to be able to help your life be better. You know, it's so many people who have lost their lives and have gone on, and God still has us here. And I love the way you shifted to do something to be able to help others. So you all, I would encourage you all to reach out to Sheena and talk to her about some of the things that you're having going on in your body. You know, take that time to utilize some herbal things instead of, as you said, popping those pills. And you said something that was so powerful. You said pill for the ill. You all, I was like, wow. You know, with taking pills and the statistics of how many people are taking pills that causes other things to happen in our bodies. Yes, I know herbally is probably more expensive. You know, it's not covered by insurance, but if it's going to help your life to be able to live, I absolutely believe that it's worth reaching out. And I, you know, definitely, you know, I want you to talk about one of the things like menopause, like for women, because I don't see a lot of that information being talked about. You know, we talk about the hot flashes, and I've heard about that, and they say, but there's much more to just having hot flashes when your body goes through this transition of menopause. So take a moment, because you have said just so many powerful things that it's going to help us on tonight. So you all share, but talk about what is helpful for menopause.
So for menopause, the biggest thing that you need to understand is that it's just a fluctuation in your hormones. So your body is going from one stage to another. It's equivalent to when you start to menstruate as a young woman. You know, it's your body is signaling the beginning of one phase, and now it's signaling the end of that phase. So everything that happens in our body happens with hormonal and nerve signals. Okay, so messages, for lack of better words. So now the problem with when menopause happens, the hormones are trying to adjust to no longer need to be in a space where we prepare the body for a baby and things like that. So now the body is getting ready to go ahead and adjust, and for a lack of better words, kind of rest. Because, you know, if you're a woman, you understand that those 50 years, you know, can be a little rough. So the symptoms that you get during menopause, the hot flashes, the night sweats, the mood swings, the increased appetite, the increased weight gain, all of that is just due to different levels of the hormones fluctuating. A lot of times that's also complicated by birth control. If you've been on birth control for many years, now you have to we've told our body for so long to behave a certain way, and now we have to train it to behave another way. The beautiful thing about your body is that with a little help, it will do, again, exactly what it needs to do to maintain that perfect balance. So what I use for menopause, for my mothers, and when I say mother, I mean my older women, my mothers of the earth, who have more longevity, more experience, more life, that they've been here. I use my Royal Mother blend, and this is composed with different herbs that will regulate those hormones. So I have several premenopausal and perimenopausal women who use it. They swear by it. I hear that it does absolute wonders for night sweats and hot flashes. It's an herbal extract. It's a tincture. You'll only take it 2 times a day. And a lot of people say that they only have to take it a couple of times a week once they start taking it. So basically these herbs just help the body to adjust. They help those hormones to adjust again. And this is not just for women who are in menopause because of age. If you've been thrown into menopause because of a hysterectomy or something like that, this will also work. It will help with regulating the hormones as well.
Yes, I love it. I saw Ashley said something about, Harris said that it was very helpful while experiencing my menopause process, and she knows what she's doing. So I love it. As a matter of fact, I'll probably be drinking the whole bottle. I know you said just take a couple sometimes, but I don't have any hot flashes or night sweats. But the other things, I'm not moody and all of that stuff. I miss, but it's just the hormonal imbalance of the weight gain and all of that. So
Yes.
that's why I'm gonna drink the whole bottle. So I'm gonna.
I promise you won't need to.
Huh?
I promise you won't need to.
Okay. The way I feel about what is going on, that's just how I feel. Like I want it the way. I didn't ask for this. And so we need to do something about this. So I'll definitely be in contact so we can talk about this perimenopause and all of that. Stephanie says, yes, I was just about to ask about after hysterectomy. That's when I experienced it. I was like, what is going on?
Yes.
And so definitely, it's like, it just hit me all of a sudden. Like, what in the world is going on? I didn't ask for this. And because of my symptoms were not what was usual, like having night sweats and hot flashes and all those things, it was just kind of unrecognized. You know, it's like, okay, well, you don't have those main symptoms, so maybe that's not it. And so, yes, I definitely need to have that bottle that you just held up so that I can get some relief, some help. I don't feel bad. It's just my body just is just doing whatever. And so I'm looking forward to being able to receive that. So you all share at this time and let everyone know about that Sheena is on. She's talking about her herbal blends and things that can really help us, you all, and help us to be able to live, but live, not just living, but, you know, helping us with anything, issues that we may be having from a herbal perspective. So I believe that this is so good. This is so exciting. And so share, because it is great information. And then you'll be able to also connect with Sheena to ask questions. You know, we need to ask questions. You know, maybe it's something you just don't know. Maybe it's something that you're missing. So make sure you all follow Sheena, reach out to Sheena so that you can ask the important questions that might be able to help you or a family member or someone else if they're a diabetic or having hypertension or whatever it is, cholesterol. You know, we need to really do more herbal things to help us to be able to live this life that God has intended. And he has sent someone to the Jafora Fox Show, Let's Talk Business, to share all of this great information to you for free, and someone that you can connect with to be able to help us to live our lives being healthy and whole. And so super excited about that. So we're just going to keep going right on, Sheena, because I want to talk to you about what some of the challenges that you faced and overcome as an entrepreneur. And just to add on as well, you know, talking about Hurricane Katrina and then from the pandemic, I mean, it's just seemed like that it has just been overwhelming throughout your life, this part of your life, just how, you know, adjusting in the ways that you have adjusted to keep pressing on. So what would you say to someone as an entrepreneur, the challenges that they may face and that they have to overcome as an entrepreneur?
The one thing that I have to say, the only thing that I can say is, if you know what God dropped in your heart, don't let go of it, because it gets hard. Excuse me. It gets hard. I stepped away from something that is accepted to step into something that is taboo. You know, you'll hear me refer to myself as an herbalist. That's the modern day term. You know, back in the day, we were known as root women, root workers, medicine women, you know, but because of the negative connotations that have been associated with that, you know, it makes it not so widely accepted. And that's been my biggest challenge as an entrepreneur, because, you know, people that, you know, okay, it sounds good, but I don't necessarily know if it's gonna work as good as the pills. And it's just because of what we've been programmed, what we've been indoctrinated to think, what we've been conditioned to believe. You know, a lot of people would be surprised to know that every pill that you can buy from a pharmacist, you know, over the counter, all of that medication, there is not one medication that does not have its roots in herbalism. Every pill, every medicine that you could ever think of has its roots, its origins in some type of flower, root, or herb. And so, a lot of people, I've been asked, am I a witch? Do I do voodoo, because of my logo and just because of the materials that I work with. But I'm like, no, this is God's medicine. There was no pharmacy in the Garden of Eden. I'm sorry, there was no pharmacy in slavery times, and the traditional doctors that they had during that time wouldn't even service us, so we found ways to cure ourselves, to heal ourselves. And I fully believe that God was with certain people at that time, that he showed what herbs to use, what flowers to use, what not to take, and so why do we shy away from what's natural? Why do we second guess what's natural, but we so willingly accept what we've been told, so that's my biggest thing. And I've just had to tell myself, especially over the last 3 months, the summertime was very slow for me. People don't necessarily care about, their health in the summer. They care about being cute and going on vacation. So I didn't sell many remedies, but I sold a lot of my body products. And so that was rough for me, because I was like, well, I don't want to do body stuff. I want to heal, so but I just keep telling myself all the time, I know, God, I know you gave this to me because I wasn't looking for it. I didn't ask for it. You gave it to me. So there must be something that you have purposed me to do. And he shows me that. He continues to show me that, with people who come back and say, I've been able to help people get off medications that they've been on for 20 years. I've been able to help people with conditions that they've been taking medication for, things that they've been going to get treated for, but never saw a real difference, so God gave me this gift. I stand on that. And no matter how dark it gets, if you know that God has dropped it in your heart, don't let go of it, because you meant to do it. And he didn't say it was going to be easy. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. He didn't say it would be easy, but I promise you, every client that I help, it's worth it.
That's powerful, 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 Sheena. Definitely, God said it's not going to be easy. And I love what you said about, if God dropped it in your heart, that you definitely know that you're going to make it through whatever season that you're in. And just continue to do what God has called for you to do with helping and healing others, because it is so needed. And you talked about the pills that, the doctors are prescribing, just everything is about a prescription. Let me give you this medicine when you go to the doctor. Not yet. My doctor, after we've gone through several, he's open and okay with me trying herbal things and doing different things, with having long conversations. So I'm thankful for that, for my primary care doctor, and helping direct that way with not having so much medicine, just trying to be put in your body, with trying to figure out what it is that might be going on with you. So if you're just joining on tonight, please make sure you share. Sheena has provided some amazing information, and I want you to be able to put your name in the drawing to be able to win on tonight. And if that's not something you even want to do to win, at least share so that others can be able to have this valuable information to help them in their life with their bodies in different situations and illnesses and sicknesses, because she has herbal blends that she uses in helping you to be able to live. And God has just given her an amazing gift to be able to help people. So we want to support Sheena in what she's doing and what God has called for you to do, Sheena. So I am so excited. So excited about the information that you have provided to us on tonight. And with that, talk about, as you already have, we know that your calling is what you're doing, which is truly your destiny. But talk about the last part of that, which is your peace. What piece would you want to share that what you do provides with what you saw with all of the trauma that you saw during the pandemic, being a nurse, and then Hurricane Katrina?
So let me make sure I'm asking right. I'm answering it right. So what brings me peace And what I'm doing now, as it relates to everything that I've seen.
Piece that you're doing now to help you to be able to continue, because I know your calling, as you already talked about, was the herbal blends, healing and helping people, which leads into your destiny. But it seems as well, even though all of the trauma that you've experienced with being a nurse, a traveling nurse, the pandemic, witnessing all of the people that have lost their lives, and then as well as Hurricane Katrina was another trauma that you experienced. But through this, talk about the peace that even with the trauma, what your business has provided for you at this time.
So before I left the hospital the first time, I knew something was changing. And it's funny because one of my Facebook memories came up the other day, and I said, this 9 years ago, and I said, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in the nursing game the way that it's going. And a few years later, I stepped away. I knew something was changing. I knew I was still helping, but it started to not feel like help. The peace that I've gotten now from every person who calls me and says thank you, every review that I get, I got a call yesterday that it's something that I'm working on right now that I can't speak too freely about just yet, but the client's daughter called and was like, the doctors were absolutely amazed, blown away. They don't know what's happening. They don't know how it's happening. That right there gives me peace, because I refuse to believe that God drops us in this big world with no real memory of where we come from, and I mean, if you're a believer, you believe that when you leave here, something else is there. Now, what you believe is there when you close your eyes, that that's between you and God. But we get dropped in this world with so many things that happen to us, things that we didn't even ask for. We didn't even ask to be here, but we get dropped here, and then we get subjected to all of these things. And I found myself at a point where I was just like, God, it's been so much stuff happening to me ever since I was a child. It's been one thing after another, one thing after another. Now you say you love me. You say that you foreknew me and you called me and you knew me before I was formed in my mother's womb. You say that you know the plans that you have for me. You say that you mean for me to prosper and for me to have life and have an abundant life. You say that. And it doesn't feel like that. And for maybe about 3 years, I walked around feeling completely empty, going to work every day, raising my children, trying to function as a person, but I felt completely empty, completely void of purpose. And once the purpose that I thought I had shape shifted, that was upsetting for me too. But now the peace that I have from the phone calls that I get, from the text messages that I get, from a mother who calls me because her baby had been clawing himself from eczema so bad that her infant son is clawing himself and digging and bleeding because he can't control the itching. And when I hear that the baby was able to sleep the whole night because he wasn't itching, because of my products, because of what God showed me to put together. And that's why I say this is my divine purpose. This is my divine calling. This is my divine space, which you can see. I don't work in this space if my energy isn't right, if I haven't prayed, if I haven't meditated, because this is more than me just throwing some flowers in a pot. This is what God has me here to do. And I have peace in knowing that for the first time, I am absolutely positively sure that I am doing God's work. And it might not look like God's work to a lot of people, but I know what it is. I know what he places in me. I know the peace that he gives me whenever I'm working. And I know the satisfaction that I get from actually helping people. So that's my piece. And honestly, it makes up. It balances the scales for all of the bad in life. Because when I close my eyes, if one person can say she helped me, I'm cool with that. Because I know I did one thing right.
Yes, Sheena, I tell you, powerful, powerful, powerful. I tell you, if you would have said, you say one more time and quoted the word after that, I just don't know what I was about to do over here. You say, God, you say, I was like, oh my goodness. Wow, powerful. I love it. 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 Absolutely powerful. Because, I just have on my paper here, oh God, because that was an absolute oh God moment. Because I say that to God, God, you said in your words, so I can feel you, as well as relating to being empty. I'll just speak for me. Walked around empty, 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 accomplishing so many things, but feeling at times empty. And I am just thankful and grateful to God for the place that He has me in for such a time as this in my life. And when I talk about peace, because see, peace, you can't buy it. And I love the way you ended it with, what, if you help someone, it makes up for what you, I'm sure, could have been making way more just being a nurse, doing the travel nurse, doing all of that. But what you're providing to others and mothers and families to help them, it is absolutely priceless. And you can't even buy it. I mean, just amazing. Absolutely amazing. You all, we have to know that if you're a believer, God's word is yes and amen. And we have to say that to God in such a way. I'm going to say again, she brought a tear to my eyes. I feel you. I understand. I tell you, Lord, have mercy. Brenda said, my God, on this end, I'm telling you, if you would have said, you say again, the screen was going to come back, you all, and I was going to be laid out, because I understand and I can relate to what you were saying. And I felt the power behind that. So with that, Sheena, talk briefly about the products that you do sell. And I saw where you have the gummies that you're going to, I guess, come out with, the Blendz gummies. So talk about some of the products that you have.
Okay, so I have several things. It just I tell people if I have something for anything you can think of, and if you can think of something and I don't have it, I can put it together for you. So I make products for a variety of things, and I also do special consultations. So like I said, if it's something that you're having an issue with, but you don't see something for it on the website, you just send me a chat and we do a private consultation like that, or we can talk on the phone. I'm very informal. I need for my clients to know that I'm right there in it with them. So one of my best sellers is the Belly Buster. And I designed the Belly Buster because African Americans have the highest occurrence of colon cancer, and that is largely related to our diet. And a lot of people don't realize that a lot of disease, majority of disease, starts in the gut when you have a disrupted microbiome, which is just basically an atmosphere of bacteria that work together to keep things flowing, keep things where they need to be. So the Belly Buster is designed, I'm sorry, make sure I'm turning it right. The Belly Buster is designed to rid the gut of any stagnant stool, because a lot of things that you can have up to 20 pounds of stool in your gut and be walking around with no problem, but there is a problem. We just don't know that is going on. So the Belly Buster is designed to flush the gut. It helps with constipation, acid reflux. It's also herbs in there to flush the kidneys, the liver. It's a process called opening up the bulls, so where we open up all the major detox pathways of the body, and it'll help flatten the tummy just a little bit if you suffer with bloating, extra water weight, gas, things like that. The Belly Buster, and you get 3 servings out of every bottle, because you're only going to do 1/3 of the bottle every 12 hours. So that's that on that. Again, my Royal Mother, that's for menopause, perimenopause, and premenopause as well. Divine Feminine, I make this is for the women, just to help with kind of balancing out those moods. It helps with energy, stamina, just an overall sense of well-being. So that's that. My pain ointment, this is definitely one of my best sellers. This is for those achy knees and ankles and arms, hands, elbows, anything that hurts. You can put it on there. This is definitely one of my best sellers. Fastest clock time from pain to relief has been 3 minutes. So I'm very, very proud of this one right here. My super ear oil, I use for the children, but adults can use it too if we have issues with ear infections. Normally, if a child presents with some type of upper respiratory infection, the head cold, I'll put this with my immune blend and my sick blend. Those are my two best sellers. They help with immune support, helps with boosting the immune system, because God gave you a perfectly fully functioning immune system when you came here. Sometimes you just need a little help so that it can keep you, where you need to be. In the sick blend, that helps with any type of viruses, bacterial infections, things like that. My tummy tincture is my tummy tincture. This helps with nausea, any type of GI upset. We can use it on colicky babies, gassy babies, babies that have reflux, and the same with adults. If you suffer from a lot of gas, any nausea, reflux, things like that, the tummy tincture will help with that. And then, like I said, I have a lot of other products. I have a lot of feminine products, because we need to pay more attention to those reproductive organs, women and men. But more so for my women, because what we have seen is a rise in chronic yeast infections and bacterial infections. And, a lot of times that's just your body's way of saying that something's not right. Again, we want to try and achieve that perfect state of balance, that homeostasis. So I have products that help with toning, tightness, lubrication. I have specific bundles that I put together. If I have a couple that's struggling with fertility, I have a bundle where I get the mommy and the dad. It's called my Make a Baby bundle. Okay, so and then if you have a specific chronic illness, and again, I have to do my FDA disclaimer. I am not here to treat or cure anything, but I am here to help. So I have to say that just for legal purposes. But again, if it's something that you're dealing with, I have something for it. And if it's something that you're dealing with and I don't already have something for it, we can talk. And I promise you, I will give my best effort. My clients will tell you, I don't stop until you're satisfied. So if you get a product from me and it's not getting the results that you need to, the only thing you have to do is reach out and I'll tweak the blends, until you get what you need. So because I really am here to help. I'm not that doctor that's just in the office for 10 minutes with you, kind of looks you over, puts the stethoscope on you, and that's that on that. No, I'm here to help. And I mean that. I'm dedicated to it and I'm committed to it.
Yes, again, Sheena, powerful, powerful, powerful. You all share, and share it in the comments. And this is the last call for share, because I want you to be able to win a product that Sheena has. And if you are a winner, again, you need to do a consultation with Sheena. Whatever product that you do choose that's going to help you, I will be purchasing that product for you. So, but you have to have your consultation with Sheena. So if you are a winner with your name and you have put shared in the comments, so share, so that I'm able to sow into what Sheena is doing with her business. And it also helps to get the information out. So put shared in the comments. This is the last call for sharing. So share. Sharing is caring. I truly believe what Sheena is saying about her heart. And I know for a fact, you all, that she wants to help us. And so as someone has said, Brenda said, your phone line should be blowing up after the show. I truly believe that too as well, you all. God has graced me to come in contact with so many amazing people, and he brings who he wants, God, on this show to share with you all. And truly, you don't want to miss reaching out, talking to someone about some issues and some things, or maybe a family member might be going through that will help them to be able to have a different life life. And again, the question was asked. Sheena is located in Memphis, Tennessee. She does have a website also with her information. So you can go to her website and you'll see all of her information. We're going to put Sheena's information on the screen again so you can see that her website is showing there. You can connect with her on Facebook, Instagram, as well as TikTok. And when you go to her website, you'll see her phone number and all of that information there. So go to her website. You all share this live on tonight. Share so that you'll be able to win a free product tonight. But plus, you'll be providing this information to others. So if you have not yet shared, please do tag, share, send those hearts. Let us know that you are joining us and put shared in the comments so that your name can go into the drawing tonight with the wheel of names. And again, thank you all so much. I did want to acknowledge, I saw some people coming in that said hello. So I want to say good evening to my niece. Hi, Michelle. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining. Love you. Thank you so much for joining in. And here Mike is joining in from YouTube. Mike, thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business. And I see Prophetess. Hi, Prophetess Chandra. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show tonight. If you haven't had the opportunity, thank you. And then my mother-in-law, thank you so much for joining in. Love you. I appreciate you all for sharing and tuning in on tonight. Let's see. Brenda said, I'm so glad I was awake tonight to catch the show. I'm so glad too, Brenda.
Good.
And thank you so much for sharing. And so briefly, Sheena, if you would just give some last minute thoughts, suggestions, encouraging words to the audience before we close the show out tonight.
So again, thank you so much for having me. Thank you everyone who said something in the comments, all of the support, the encouragement. I greatly appreciate that. What you need to know, I think what's most pressing that you need to know right now is that nothing is really a death sentence. That's what you need to know. If something is going on with your body, you have the power to change it. I know what doctors say. You have the power to change it. There is medical knowledge. There is herbal knowledge. There is holistic knowledge. There is natural knowledge. Listen, I dropped out of right at the end of my last travel assignment, I dropped out of nurse practitioner school. I was getting my master's degree to be a nurse practitioner, and I enrolled in a natural school to become a holistic health practitioner. It blew my mind to see all of the science, the data that supports herbalism and holistic and alternative therapies. Pills do not have to be it. A pill didn't start it, so a pill won't fix it. So I urge and encourage you to take your life into your own hands, take your health into your own hands. We are in a state of emergency in the healthcare system. They're scared that we're going to a civil war era because of the overuse and abuse of antibiotics and things like that. You need to prepare your body. You need to have autonomy on your body. You need to know what works for you. And there's nothing wrong with doing it the natural way. I can promise you, your body will reward you for it. So thank you again. I appreciate everyone. Please visit the website, visit social media, reach out. I'm here to help, and I mean that. I'm dedicated to it. Sometimes somebody said, my husband argues sometimes that I'm too dedicated, but hey, like I said, I'm doing God's work. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to help. And please, if you have any questions, if you have anything that you might be hesitant about, something that doesn't feel right, something that your doctor said that just doesn't sit right, something that just doesn't seem like it's getting better, reach out. Let's talk. I'm here to help. Thanks again.
Oh, I love it, Sheena. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for being a guest tonight on the show, for all of the amazing information, for your heart that has just always been so kind and so loving. And I can always feel it through even the phone. When I see people, I can always feel their spirit just being so amazing. And you're definitely one of those that has such an amazing, caring heart, you all. So share, reach out to Sheena. You may have a loved one or someone else that may need this information. And I have to just say this before you made the disclaimer about I didn't have to drink the whole bottle of the butt duster, because I was about to drink the whole bottle, you know, like I was about to take the whole drops also as well, you know. So thank you for clarifying. That's just how desperate I feel like I am with this perimenopause. So I am looking forward to it. You all, you'll see all my products that I'm going to have from Sheena, who's going to help me with this perimenopause and all of these things that I have going on. So I am so excited. And again, I thank you all so much again for tuning in to the Jafora Fox Show. Let's talk business, and joining every Thursday. And I'm here 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So mark your calendars, because you don't want to miss. So now we'll do the Wheel of Names. So let's see who our winners are for tonight. Awesome. Congratulations. The first winner is Sister Green. So Sister Green, reach out to me so that I can ensure that you have Sheena's information so you can connect with her and talk to her about what product that you may want to have, or someone else. But you have to have your consultation with Sheena first. So make sure you connect with me so that you can be provided that information. So congratulations to you, Sister Green. Thank you so much for joining and being a part of the Jafora Fox Show. Let's see who our next winner. Let's see. Yes, Miko. Congratulations, Miko, to you. Reach out to me through inbox. So you can reach out to me, Miko, for that. You know what? I'm going to do one more name. So we're going to do one more. Let's see who our next winner is. So congratulations. Want to make sure I have that. That is Sister Green. Miko, if you're listening, make sure that you reach out. Brenda. Awesome. Congratulations, Brenda. You are a winner. So reach out, Brenda, so I can make sure that you have Sheena's information so that you can connect with her and talk to her about whatever it is that you need, so that I can get that product, one product that you'll be ordering. So congratulations to Sister Green, Brenda, as well as Miko. Inbox me so that I can keep in contact and know who actually the winners are. I do have them, but again, reach out, inbox me, text me if you have my information, so that you can connect with Sheena and get that product that you need. So God bless you all. God bless you. And again, Sheena, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So honored and excited to have you as a guest. And thank you to everyone who has joined us on tonight. God bless you all and have an amazing night. Good night.
Jafora Fox, let's talk business. And let's turn it up a notch. It's your time to shine with Jafora Fox. It's all coming together. Just keep your eyes on God and tune in. And let's talk with Jafora Fox.